Here it is. I want to quiz you guys. There's a lot of germs in our world today. How many of you guys knew that? There's also a lot of diseases in our world today. And I want to quiz you. Are there 10,000 germs in our world today? Diseases? 5,300 diseases in our world today? 1,050 diseases or 666? How many of you guys say 666? Nobody. Okay, 10,050? 5,300? Over 10,000. How many of you just never vote on anything? Okay, it is over 10,000 different diseases in our world today. Some of those are genetic diseases. You're born with it. You didn't do anything to get that disease. You inherited it. Others are infectious diseases. It's where someone spreads it to you. They sneeze the coronavirus in your face. It wasn't your fault. Someone passed it to you. But then there are also what they call lifestyle diseases, where we actually bring those diseases upon ourselves. And we're going to be talking about those today. The title of this talk is Lifestyle Disease Demystified. And really, we're going to be looking at three main points. We're going to be looking at what is disease. And anytime you see the word disease in this talk, we're talking about lifestyle disease, not the genetic or the infectious. Examples of disease and then curing disease. So you guys know what a lifestyle disease really is? Are you guys ready? Here it is. From the book Ministry of Healing, page 127. Disease is an effort of nature to free the system. That sounds like a good thing, right? From conditions that result from a violation of the laws of health. You may not have ever thought about it this way, but disease is in a crazy way kind of like your friend. It's there to beat you up and slap you up and tell you, hey, you're violating one of the laws of health. And I'm going to make you so uncomfortable and miserable and tell you you can't stand it anymore. And then you find out which law of health you're breaking. You kind of think of it like a smoke detector. When we cooked in our house, I mean, there would be no fire, but sometimes that thing would just go up because it smelled the smoke, right? And it would be beeping and blasting. We would have to fan it, right? And that's what disease does. It's what our body does. It tells us, hey, there's a law of health that God has written in your DNA that you are breaking. And I'm going to make you feel so uncomfortable and very uncomfortable to tell you, you got to stop breaking that law because one day you can die. Okay, let's go to point 2 here, examples of disease. I want you to imagine this. Imagine one day a guy says, hey, I'm going to drink some hard alcohol, and I'm going to eat a lot of red meat, and I'm going to eat liver, organ meats. And he's doing this for a long time, and he's enjoying it, and out of nowhere, ow! He has the most terrible pain in the big joint of his toe, and it's so excruciating. He's limping. He can't even walk because every time he does, it feels like a knife is stabbing him. And so what he does, he goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, congratulations, you have broken a law of health. You have filled your body with way too much uric acid, and now the sharp uric acid crystals have accumulated between your joints. Breaking this law of health is called gout. How many of you wish doctors would just be straight up with you like that? That's what it is. Gout is not a genetic disease. You're not born with gout. It's not an infectious disease where if I sneeze on you, you get gout, right? It is a lifestyle disease. It's something we bring on ourselves. And you got to look at it this way. The disease name is really just telling you which laws of health we are breaking. Amen? So I want to go ahead and close with the final point here, curing disease. We're talking about lifestyle disease. Is it possible? Well, look at this. Ministry of Healing, page 126. When attacked by disease, your friend who is just beating you up and slapping you around to kind of wake you up, right? When attacked by disease, many will not take the trouble to search out the cause of their illness. Their chief anxiety is to rid themselves of pain and inconvenience with no thought of making a change in their unhealthful habits. If immediate benefits are not realized, another medicine is tried, and then another. And so if I was going to say, hey guys, we need to kill this tree, How many of you guys think a big idea if I said, hey, the way we're going to kill the tree, we're going to strip off all the leaves? Would that work? Do you kill the tree by stripping off the leaves? Where do you got to go? You got to go down to the root, right? And so when it comes to diseases, lifestyle diseases, it's not about, hey, if I'm feeling this sickness and everything, let me take some medicine to mask the pain I feel. That's like trying to get rid of the disease by peeling off the leaves. You got to go to the root problem. What is causing the disease? Amen? Look at this. By the use of poisonous drugs, many bring upon themselves lifelong illness, and many lives are lost that might be saved if by the use of natural methods of healing were used. Now you think about it, some of these drugs are pretty crazy. I'm not saying don't take a Tylenol if you got a headache, guys. But some of them, if you have a disease or an illness, it says may cause dizziness, drowsiness, rapid heartbeat, liver damage, suicidal thoughts. And it's like you might as well just have the disease, because in some sense, sometimes the cure is worse than the disease. Final quote here, nature's process of healing is and upbuilding is gradual. And to the impatient, it seems slow. And when my wife and I got coronavirus, I was like, vitamin C pills, vitamin D, all these crazy natural remedies. And I wasn't getting an instant cure. And I'm thinking, God, what's going on? This is the truth. But this quote here, I didn't get the coronavirus overnight. It was in my body. The virus was replicating itself. And it took several days for it to finally attack me and make me feel the pain. And so when it comes to the healing process, it's going to be the same way, a gradual process till you get better. Goes on to say, pure air, sunlight, abstemiousness, rest, exercise, proper diet, the use of water, trust in divine power, these are the true remedies. And so I'd like to review what is disease. We looked at it. Lifestyle's disease. It's when we break one of the laws of health. And so something comes upon us to slap us around and say, hey, you're going to die if you keep doing this, and it makes us feel bad. It's actually our friend in a crazy way. Example of disease, we looked at gout. It's just a painful thing you go through. And then curing disease, we got to find out what is causing it. What's the root issue? So I want to thank everybody for listening to this Health Talk, Lifestyle Disease Demystified. And my appeal for you is there's something called healthcare, amen? Do you want to be on health care, or do you want to be on sick care? You only get two options. I pray to God you choose health care. Amen? Thank you.